let's do the Grandmaster, which is directed by Wong Kar-wai, and is a great big sweeping martial arts sort of art house epic made with the backing of the Chinese Film Bureau. Wong Kar-wai was making it over the space of something like 5 years. Tony Leung, who's the lead actor, broke his arm twice during the production, it being so long. And it is inspired largely by the life of Ip Man, who was the martial arts specialist who, amongst other things, one of his pupils was Bruce Lee. And the film essentially sort of tells the story of his life in a very sort of fictionalized way, drifting backwards and forwards in time, and built around a series of very, very highly orchestrated, very well choreographed martial arts set pieces. It begins with this great big fight sequence in which our hero sees off an entire gang of attackers single-handedly. The fight choreography is done by Yuen Wu-ping, and it looks terrific. The interesting thing about the film is this: it played in China 2013 in a longer version, 130 minutes. It then played at the Berlin Film Festival in a slightly shorter version, and it now arrives in the UK in a US cut, which was overseen by Harvey Weinstein, although, of course, cut by Wong Kar-wai. And Wong has said that it's not just to do with the matter of making it longer or shorter. It's to do with having the luxury of going back and reordering the film in order that it works for an audience who wouldn't be getting the references that a Chinese audience would get. And that's as may be. A number of people who've seen the original 130-minute cut say that it is very superior. In terms of what we have now, it's a kaleidoscopic mosaic which has some wonderful elements in it. I mean, it is visually breathtaking. It is sort of, swooning and epically romantic. And yet it does feel, I have to say, incoherent. Sometimes it feels a little like a collection of pop videos looking back over the life of a legend. I mean, interestingly enough, it is in some ways less concerned with its central character than it is with Gong-er, who is the daughter of a Manchurian Grandmaster with whom Ip Man has this fight sequence, which is the closest the movie gets to a love scene. They're having this very, very orchestrated fight, and at one point he's jumping and their lips almost touch, and it's almost like a kiss, and it's got this very sort of operatic... Actually, at that point, I think the music is Italian music going on, and this is the kind of heart of the movie that gives it a kind of in the mood for love longing. I still think that In the Mood for Love is far and away Wong Kar-wai's finest film. And in the moments that this works the best, it's the moments that remind you of that yearning, of that longing. I think beyond that, and it may be that this is to do with the version that's being released here, because I do know for a fact that other people that have seen the longer version tell me that the problems are not... I mean, there was a very good piece by Tony Raines talking about this in Sight and Sound, that those problems are not in all versions. However, I think if you go and see it here in the UK, there'll be some wonderful choreography, some wonderful fight sequences, some incredibly well-designed shots. I mean, the thing is shot largely on 35mm. There is some digital work, and it's very, very cinematic. It's very Wong Kar-wai. It is also an odd hodgepodge that is kind of frustrating because it never quite feels like it's all pulling together in the same way. It feels, oddly enough, like a work in progress, which is strange when you think about a film that was started back in 2008. In fact, since he announced that he was making it, there have been umpteen Ip Man biopics that have sort of come and gone in the time that they've been making The Grandmaster. Comes under the imprimatur of Martin Scorsese Presents, which I suppose is to sort of sell it to the widest possible audience. There is stuff in it that is terrific and reminds you why it is that Wong Kar-wai is the great Hong Kong auteur, but it is not his best work, and it does have a feeling of not being complete.